from a jerk. Have you ever been walking down a Lego aisle and notice Halo Mega Blocks and can't help but think, wow, you know what would be really cool if Lego had the license to make Halo sets? Because everybody's thinking that, of course. Like, that would be amazing. Imagine Master Chief fighting grunts and elites and little marine minifigures blasting away on a little Lego battlefield. That'd be sick as fuck! Like, that's literally a license to print money at that point. Like, there's so many vehicles, locations, and characters, and oh my god, the characters. Holy shit. ODST minifigures? Are you fucking serious? Different Spartan armor? Oh my goodness. And since there's no near future where Lego is going to make a move and acquire the license to make Halo sets, I guess I'll be the first one to take steps and make a whole game. This has been an idea jumping around in my brain for a few months now. Okay, maybe like a year. But I'm doing it now, so it doesn't really matter. But to get started, the first thing we're gonna need is asset. I love my asset. In every game, you need models, sounds, effects, graphics. For the models, I use Mechabricks, which I've talked about a few times on this channel, which allows me to create environments, characters, and weapons, and steal things from other people. Even though I got most of the models from Mechabricks, I still had to do a lot by hand. Or had to also steal stuff from people online. I steal a lot of things. For legal reasons, I borrow them. For instance, I couldn't find a decent assault rifle, and no matter how much I asked custom Lego creators, they would not help me. So I fired up Blender, dusted off my keyboard, and modeled that bad boy. And I mean, it actually looks pretty sick. I mean, it's pretty close to something Lego would actually come out with in a set. And I made this jackal, which I had to think about a lot, but ended up making some sort of minifigure hybrid. My point of reference was Jar Jar Binks. I try to get it as close as possible to what Lego might do for an actual Halo set. Also, Lego, if you're listening, I'll give you the mesh for free if you give me an internship. Please hire me. And for the sounds, I actually found this really neat website that I'm not going to tell you about because go fuck yourself. It's an awesome website, and I don't want it to get shut down because I'm afraid if it gets shut down, I won't have anywhere to go. For the graphics, I actually made them entirely myself. Well, I used a lot of references like any great artist, but for the most part, I made it. I just got in Photoshop, well, in this case, Photopea, because it's free and way fucking better than Trash Shop. What the fuck? Paying $40 a month for some shit that was made in 1987? Yeah, fuckers made it back in the Stone Ages and they're still charging an arm and a leg. It's stupid! Anyway, I put all these assets in and guess what? It didn't do anything. They just sat there and collected dust. It's almost like you need code to get it to move. Speaking of code... So to get the true Halo feeling, I wasn't going to use a third-person character like the rest of my Lego games. I was going to use a first-person character because Halo is a first-person shooter. Yeah. And there's a first-person character template that comes by default with Unreal Engine, so I guess we'll just use that. And it's pretty easy to set up once you have the meshes. I mean, I just used stuff from Mechabricks, rigged it up with some bones, added a bunch of different meshes to a database so I can easily switch between characters like I've done before on the channel. But in order to get these guys to move, you gotta create some custom Lego animations because there's really nothing out there for a Lego first-person shooter. Crazy, I know, but I made several animations like a jump, reload, walk, idle, and I did cheat a little bit by piggybacking off the Unreal Engine characters animation to get a little more of that realistic movement and feel. For the weapon system, I created a data table that holds a bunch of values like fire rate, damage, and even mesh data. That way I don't have to run all over and change data. I can easily add new weapons and replace old data. For the actual damage logic, it's handled on each weapon and uses a line trace every time the player clicks their mouse. So when you pick up a weapon, it adds it to your character. I then read that variable, and when you click the fire button, it sends a message to the gun and fires that weapon using the variables added from the database. Holy shit, I'm a loser. We do need a way to pick up the items or weapons, so I added a plugin that allows for multiplayer interaction. This way I can pick up and drop weapons and I don't have to work out all the logic and figure out how that works across the network, because that's a pain in the ass. And it's just better all around. For the vehicles, I just used a template vehicle that Unreal Engine provides, stuck my Halo vehicle right on top of it, added a turret on the back, and it was pretty much ready to go. I did have to work out a possession system so you could get into the vehicle and out of it in multiplayer, which was a little confusing, but honestly it was worth it for these sick ass drifts. Now that we have all these great systems, we need our player to interact with the world. So I grabbed a bunch of Lego off of Mecha Bricks and put it into my procedural landscape system, and I was able to generate about 7 million bricks across Valhalla map. And this could never be possible without Nanite in Unreal Engine. I mean, you could, but I think your computer would explode. For example, I accidentally turned off Nanite on just one brick that makes up the entire landscape, and it almost made my project unrecoverable. Hey, let's get out of this nerdy shit and talk about procedural tech! PCG instance meshes, line traces, and data proxies? Whoa, bro! Pass the fucking beer, dude, and fucking send it, bud! Are we going to the fry house, or are we going to the fucking C++ API, babe? What? No, I pretty much just came up with the same method that I used in the Fallout game and other Lego games, where I just line trace down, use hierarchical instant static meshes that follow landscape, and then that's pretty much it. So besides that, I think we have everything we need for a Halo game. There's a ton more I wanted to experiment with, like AI grunts and missions, single player campaign, but I mainly worked on a multiplayer version that I wanted to test out with friends. And needless to say that they enjoyed it.
A grenade? Oh. What just Oh. No, you son of a bitch! Ah!
But yeah, that's about it, and I hope you guys enjoyed this. The project files will be up on my Patreon, link in description, and yeah, I'll see you guys in Lego Cyberpunk.
Wake the fuck up, samurai. We have a city to burn.